Hey guys, Max here, and I just wrapped up watching Apple's March 8th event, so here's everything you need to know about what Apple just announced in under 6 minutes. This event, as usual, was incredible. From the shots of Apple Park, to the transitions, to the product reveals and different presenters, it was so much fun to watch. Easily my favorite virtual Apple event so far. We have 7 announcements to talk about today. Apple TV+, iPhone 13, iPhone SE, iPad Air, M1 Ultra, Mac Studio, and Mac Studio Display. So let's kick it off with Apple TV+. Apple TV+ has a new feature called Friday Night Baseball. On Friday nights, you can tune into Apple TV+ to see 2 exclusive games, and you can also see replays and highlights of regular season MLB games. Next up is the iPhone 13 and iPhone 13 Pro, which is just a new color upgrade, nothing new. Apple added purple to the iPhone 12 last year in springtime, so it's kind of an annual thing at this point. Apple added green to the iPhone 13 and alpine green to the iPhone 13 Pro. The new color on the 13 is a dark green, and I can't say I love it, but the 13 Pro color does look nice. You can pre-order them on Friday, and they'll be available next Friday starting at $699 for the 13 mini. Next up is a pretty minor refresh, which is the iPhone SE. This was one of the most rumored refreshes at this event, but it's a very, very minor refresh. No design upgrade, nothing like that. It's still the same iPhone 7, iPhone 8 design, but it now has new guts with an A15 chip, which enables that blazing fast performance that we know from the 13 and 13 Pro, as well as other devices in Apple's family. And they also added 5G to this device, so that brings 5G to a relatively lower end smartphone for the first time in Apple's lineup. It also has a new upgraded camera with the A15 chip's capabilities for processing and for photographic styles and stuff like that that we've seen from the iPhone 13 and 13 Pro. It'll be available for pre-order this Friday, and it'll be available next Friday for $429, which is just $30 more than the previous generation. Next up was another heavily rumored refresh at this event, which is the new iPad Air. The iPad Air is actually more of a refresh than we thought it would be. It has the M1 chip, which enables insanely fast performance for an iPad. It's interesting how they added the M1 chip to the iPad Air since it's already in the iPad Pro, so at this point there isn't really a reason to get the iPad Pro over the iPad Air, but I honestly wouldn't be surprised if that changes later this year with the iPad Pro getting a chip upgrade as well. The iPad Air has new colors with the iPad mini colors as well as a new blue. It has the same design as before, but it'll be available for pre-order this Friday, and it'll be available next Friday still at $599. The M1 Ultra is a brand new chip in Apple's M1 lineup. So it's 2 M1 Max chips stuck together with what they call an Ultra Fusion architecture. It delivers insane performance, essentially just double what the M1 Max delivers, which has been incredible so far. It uses a 5nm process and 114 billion transistors, which is 7 times that of M1. It can have up to 128 gigabytes of unified memory. It has a 20-core CPU, a 64-core GPU, and a 32-core neural engine. I guess this is what the peak performance tagline was about after all. There was a lot of speculation about what it was, but nobody really got this, so this is kind of surprising and a really interesting step to see Apple doing at this event, which we thought would be a minor event, but is turning out to be a pretty major upgrade. Now, that insane performance of the M1 Ultra has to have an insane device to put it inside, and that is the Mac Studio. So the Mac Studio is a whole new product from Apple, which is basically just a bigger Mac Mini with the options for an M1 Max or M1 Ultra chips. It has a 7.7-inch square footprint, 4 Thunderbolt ports, an Ethernet port, 2 USB-A ports, an HDMI port, and a high-impedance headphone port or speaker port, and it is insanely powerful and a really interesting product category for Apple to step into now. It's available from $1999 for pre-order today, and it'll be available next week. $19.99. The last new product Apple announced at this event was that Mac Studio display, which was made specifically to complement the Mac Studio. The Mac Studio display is 27 inches. It's configurable with an angle adjustable stand and a height and angle adjustable stand. It has a 5K display, an A13 chip, which allows it to run features like spatial audio, center stage, and Hey Siri. It has a 12 megapixel webcam, and Apple Silicon enables all of those great features for the camera. There are 3 USB-C ports and 1 Thunderbolt port on the back, and it's starting at $15.99 for pre-order today, and it'll be available next week. This was an absolutely awesome event, and I'm really looking forward to seeing these products out in the world. I was kind of surprised to see how expensive the Mac Studio display was, because I guess I kind of get how they would justify the price for the Mac Studio. It's obviously more expensive than a Mac Mini, less expensive than a Mac Pro, but the Mac Studio display for $15.99 is a lot more expensive than I would have seen it. I would have maybe seen it being $9.99 or maybe $10.99, maybe even $12.99, but $15.99 is a lot for a kind of lower end display than the Pro Display XDR. I thought this was a really great set of announcements today. I thought the iPhone 13 and iPhone SE refreshes weren't very interesting. I mean, they were minor. One of them was literally just a color update, but I think it was overall like a pretty well-rounded announcement. I wasn't really disappointed at all, and I thought that the Mac Studio and the Mac Studio display really stole the show. Anyway, that's been it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.